Have we seen that one before? That fish is getting better. No way.
For quite some time, I've been searching for a lake that could really inspire me. Somewhere without any other anglers breathing down your neck, where it's just you, the water, and the fish within it. And last year, I'm pretty sure that I found it. This is the Deep Res, and I'm not the first person to make a video here. My friends Carl and Alex did a pretty good job of that 4 years ago. However, since then a lot has changed. You see, that's the nature of this place. The water rises and falls throughout the year, leaving no one season the same as the last, and I think it's exactly that I love the most about it. There's always something new to be discovered, and with roughly 200 acres of water to explore, you can't help but wonder what adventures lie ahead of you.
I actually started fishing here last year, and painfully at the end of my last session I lost a pretty special fish, which I'll get into later. But the fact is, this year I'm going to try and catch it again. It's going to take a lot of work, probably a lot of time, but you've got to start somewhere.
Compared to my last visit, the res was now full of so much more water, covering much of the ground I was able to walk across only 4 months prior. Suddenly, everything that I had learnt about the place was now pretty much useless.
But there is one spot that I definitely want to go and check out.
This is a spot lovingly known as the Old Pond, a small cove cut out from the rest of the reservoir that Carl and I actually discovered back when the water was much lower. At the time, I thought it would make a great place to fish in the spring, a time when the carp are seeking warmth pretty much above all else. Its shallow and sheltered nature make it one big sun trap, and after a handful of casts with my marker floats, I confirmed that this was definitely where I wanted to start the spring chapter of my campaign.
So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm trying to build up a mental picture of what the depths are down there. I have walked literally there in the autumn, but it's quite different trying to get my head around everything at the moment. So I'm just flicking out my marker lead to just try and work out where everything is and try and hone in on some really fishable areas.
It was tempting to start fishing straight away, but in my past experience on these large lakes, the better approach was to keep baiting the spot and to wait for as long as possible.
Apologies for my really creaky van. I'm on my way to the Deep Res, not to fish it, but to start introducing a lot of bait.
It's definitely a test of self-discipline to keep coming back to the same water without a fishing rod in hand, but getting the fish to regularly feed on the area, knowing it's safe to do so, was vital to eventually being able to catch one.
So I've just finished catfishing and I'm currently on my way with Jack to bait up at the Deep Res. Right. It's good. It's pretty epic, isn't it? Massive. Massive and just really wild, I think is what I like about it. Pre-baiting mission done. There we go, is that better? Ish. Glad I brought a raincoat on that one. That was damp. But hopefully gonna be fishing on that bait tomorrow, and feels good to know that it's got 24 hours to do what it needs to do. But time to get home, do some editing, and then pack my gear, I guess. Well, I'm on my way down to the res. I was originally going to be doing 2 nights starting yesterday, but the weather's just been awful. Today was meant to be pants too, but I woke up to beautiful sunshine, so I'm not super prepared, but I'm going to give it a go. One thing I don't like about this place is just how far you have to push the barrow to get to the swim that I've chosen. There are places far nearer to the car park that I could fish, but they do get fished a little bit by other anglers, whereas the place that I like the look of barely gets fished, but I think this is why. Yep, it looks exactly how I left it. So before I do anything, get a rig in place, even tie a rig, I want to actually find out what bait is down there, see if it's been eaten at all since last Sunday. I've got my 360 camera in its dive case, and I'm going to gently cast it out and just drag it back along the surface and see what, if any, bait is left down there. Looks like there's bait there. Oh no, that's rocks. I don't know, it's hard to tell actually. I thought that would be a bit more conclusive, but it doesn't look like there's any bait down there, and I put a lot out on Sunday, so yeah, I don't know whether to be excited by that or not, but might as well get some rods out.
I'd picked the old pond as a place to start for a number of reasons, but mostly because it was a small and manageable portion of an otherwise huge piece of water. But it wasn't without its own challenges, namely the huge fallen trees and overhanging snags surrounding the entire swim that I was more than sure a hooked fish would immediately run towards. So I've got to tackle up accordingly. I've got some really strong braided leader material, and I'm going to use enough of it so that when I'm cast onto the spot, there's enough that will go back and have a couple of turns on my reel. It means that tonight, if I do get a take, I'm going to have to be on the rods really quickly, but I think it's my best chance of safely bringing a fish in. Well, that's the theory anyway. I was just finishing putting the bobbins on my rods and a carp just jumped out in front of me, like right there, about 2/3 of the way over, so... I guess now is probably as good a time as any to tell you about the fish that I lost last year. I'd been fishing with my friend Carl, been baiting for weeks, and we went down to film a session for his YouTube channel, and miraculously I had one. On my first night on a new lake, I managed to catch a fish and I was over the moon. We videoed it, slipped it back, and Carl went home as I was having a pretty lazy and slow pack up when my rod decided to start jumping down the bank.
I was just finishing packing up to go and meet Carl at his to get all the footage uploaded.
It was probably about a mid-30, a serious fish, probably one of the biggest in here. And it was then it dawned on me that I didn't have an unhooking mat to take a photo with it. Carl had brought the only one for the trip. Rookie mistake on my part. So the plan I devised was I was going to try and take a photo with it above the water. So I positioned my camera on its tripod, I lifted the fish, or tried to, for the photo, and just before it was about to take the photo, the fish leapt out of my arms and swam away. So I caught it, like definitely caught it, but I never got that photo. So my crazy ambitious plan for this year is I'm going to try and catch it again so that I can get that photo. I'm completely sure that I'd recognise it again if I did catch it. Yeah, I don't know, we'll see.
Well, I don't know if you can read that, but that says there's a load of rain dew coming in, and I didn't bring a raincoat, I didn't bring a bivvy, I just brought my bed. So... I cannot believe it, but I am actually into a fish. It's not really fighting all that much. Oh, no, there it is. Wait, it's just woken up. I need to get this net fast. Oh my gosh, it's pulling. That's a decent carp. That's it, come on. Crazy. Ah, crazy. Well, there we go. When I got here last night, I did not think that a fish like this was on the cards for my first session. What a way to kick it off. A big 29-pound boily munching beast. Hopefully the first of many on my journey to try and find the lost carp. Woohoo! Well, I made it. Just that last bit of the hill is killer, and my worry is that the memory of that is going to make me want to fish here less and less. So I think I'm going to come up with a way of carrying all my gear but without the barrow, and come up with a different way to sleep down there, because that's just too much. On to the next session.
I still can't quite get over just how quickly I'd managed to hit the ground running, and it made me desperate to get back down to the res as quickly as possible to keep the momentum going, although sadly my boss from work had called me up, as it seemed for the next 2 weeks at least I was needed elsewhere.
Your drinks is there.
What are you doing here?
I'm going to Europe.
You ready to go make the best carp film of 2024?
Oh, I need a new cameraman if that's what I'm going to do.
I'm the only cameraman you got left.
It's true.
Carl and I were off on a filming trip to Holland, joining friends Tom and Ed to go and shoot a seriously epic carp fishing adventure. That film will be coming sometime in the near future, so I don't want to go and spoil any of it, but the gist is that they fished and I filmed some of the country's best public venues, every day filled with stunning vistas, tricky angling, and more than the odd very impressive carp.
This is weird.
Yeah.
Man with camera. Oh! Can you do one which is a bit further back and landscape? Like, so you can, yeah.
My job was to document the trip, following Carl and the guys as they worked it all out, overcame various issues that were thrown at us, and to try and survive some of the worst rain I've experienced in a little while.
We had a bit of rain a couple of nights ago. Or was it last night? It did some damage to the swim, but nothing too bad. But now that is on its way in, and I think we might be getting a bit wet.
During the odd times when I wasn't filming or hiding in my bivvy to stay dry, I also did a lot of outdoor cooking.
And what in the culinary Michelin star is going on here?
Burning.
I like a crispiness.
I do go on about this a lot on my channel, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but it is way too easy to go on these trips and eat nothing but rubbish.
Cheers, boss man.
And so one thing I'm quite happy to spend my chill time doing is trying to make some half-decent food for myself and anyone else who happens to be feeling hungry.
I brought my chef with me.
What is it?
It's a sandwich with...
Cheers, mate.
Oh no, Thomas.
Trying to keep up with this madman is probably the worst and best part of my job. I've never known someone so constantly energised to chase fish around all day, and whilst these kind of trips can be exhausting, I never fail to come away from them more excited about fishing than ever. We spent 11 days making what I hope to be one of the best carp fishing films in existence, which, as you're watching this, I'm probably sat at home editing, but there was one night of the trip that, for the most part, we left the cameras in their bags, and I managed to get a rod out for myself.
Well, if you can't tell already, this is not the deep res, this is Holland. I'm a couple hundred miles away at the moment filming for my friend Carl. We've been out here for, I think, 10 days so far. Feeling a little bit rough and ready, but tonight's the first night that I've been able to get rods out for myself, and I'm quite excited to see what I might be able to catch. But equally, I can't wait to get back home. I'm missing my wife, my dog, and the deep res. And the first session got off to such a flyer that I'm just desperate to find out where else it can go. But yeah, I'm here for one night, gonna see what I might be able to catch. Carl's already had one which looked amazing over there. And yeah, I'll let you know in the morning how it went.
This is a good fish.
Seriously beautiful fish.
Oh my... Bro, that's the biggest carp I've seen this whole trip. I genuinely think it is. Take it easy now. Take it easy now. Oh my... Yes! Oh, holy sh... Holy... It's the best carp I've seen in so long. Bro, the lens is fogged up. That's the best carp I've seen in so long. It's the best carp of the whole... oh my god. Right, hold the net.
Okay, it's ready. That was a team effort. It's just the absolute highlight of my year, I think.
Well done, Tom.
That looks good on you.
No, it doesn't.
Well, I'm on my way for my next session, meeting with my friend Carl, and I've managed to get my bed and everything I need on my back so that I don't have to push a big heavy barrow. That's the plan anyway. Is this an ad for a certain
No, it's just...
brand?
I don't really need a power barrow when I'm packing this light, but that hill is brutal.
We've got two extremes here. We've got Mr. Power Barrow,
Yeah.
with everything you need, and then that's me.
For the night?
Yeah.
How are you night fishing without a bed?
It had been almost 2 weeks since my last session, and the spot hadn't seen any bait in that time. There was no way of knowing if the fish would return, but if not, at least I wasn't going to blank on my own.
You walk everywhere like that?
No.
Oh, you should. You know your rod?
Yeah.
Why is it in my face? Why is it in my eyeball?
Hold on, if you just put your head there,
Oh.
I can use it to rest.
That's a mess, Thomas.
This is the biblical knot. There's no man on earth, only up in heaven, that can undo this.
This is Ray Mears' retirement home.
This is Ray Beers.
Ray Mears!
To be fair, this is already going better than I thought it would. I didn't have high expectations. This may look like I felt very clever. Well, this is my bed chair for the night, and this is my shelter that is hopefully going to keep me dry as it's going to rain. It's not exactly as stealthy as I thought it was going to be. Ow, my head. I'm not convinced that's going to stay inflated for the duration of the night. But, you know. Well, this is my house for the next 24 hours. It's probably going to blow away, and I'm sure a thorn's going to deflate my mattress at some point in the night, but it looks kind of cool. It reminds me of going camping with my dad when I was 10 years old, and well, hopefully it's a fish that wakes me up in the middle of the night and not my dad snoring, but we'll see. I'm going to get some food on the go and get settled in. Yeah, come on in.
Oh wow. It's a little bit cozy.
Oh, that's quite romantic, this. What do you want?
Go that far.
I mean, Singapore or Chow Mein is the problem.
Oh my god, you burnt my tongue.
Hello, mate.
Oh, hi. I'm gonna leave you with the receiver.
Ah, cool, so I can hear if you get a bite. Turn that on. There you go.
Good luck.
You too, mate. See you in the night when we get one. Feels very weird being under this, but it's keeping me dry and it is raining now, so I'm glad I've got something up. But yeah, I'm gonna get some sleep and see if anything comes in the night.
Carl's in.
I don't know if he even knows. Are you in? Yeah, bro. Well, the water has started coming in. I need to shift my bed over a little bit, but the problem is there's loads of brambles down this side, so I can either be dry or I can have a mattress that's inflated. I'm going to choose dry and shift everything over. Have we seen that one before?
That fish is getting better. No way. I thought that one wasn't that big. Which stuff?
That's the same fish, man.
Let me see.
That's the same fish.
It is on that side. How have you done that? How have you done that?
Somehow, amongst 200 acres of tricky low stock water, not only had we managed to catch 3 fish in just 2 short sessions, but I'd gone and hooked exactly the same carp as the year previous. No, it wasn't the one that I'd really wanted, the carp that had gotten away, but it was the fish that I'd caught almost immediately before it, way back on that October session. Carp don't always swim together in groups, but it did make me wonder if I was close and fueled my imagination for what was to come next, as, yes, this is the end of this video, but my adventure here on the deep res, well, that's only just getting started.